World Rally is one of 6 games on the Gaelco Arcade cartridge, and it is without question Gaelco's biggest arcade hit. Released in 1993, this game picked up something of a legendary status in the European arcade scene of the 90s, as it offers great graphics, realistic sounds, and fast-paced gameplay. As the title makes clear, this game puts you in control of a rally car and a series of races as you compete against the clock. 4 different stages are on offer, with the difficulty ramping up each time. 3 races make up each stage, and various European locations are there to blast through at top speed. Now you're only given 60 seconds to complete each course, so this is a game where practice, practice, practice is really the motto of the day. You can probably make it through the easy race courses okay on the first or second time around, but as the stages advance, things will get harder and harder. Much like later games such as Sega Rally Championship, knowing the course is the key to success. World Rally uses a top-down isometric view as opposed to a full 3D view, and thankfully the Rally co-driver instructions allow you to plan for each curve, turn and obstacle pretty efficiently. They'll provide you with the ideal driving path through. They don't just state right turn or left turn, they'll give you a full method for navigating what can become some pretty complicated turns. Now while they provide you with the tools to get around the course correctly, that doesn't mean you'll be able to pull it off too easily. As I said before, practice is going to be the key here. The courses are short but packed with obstacles, including sharp turns, twists and bends, as well as hazards in the road. You have to avoid all sorts of things in this game, such as parked vehicles, logs, rocks, narrowing roads, bridge support legs. There's a really wide variety of different hazards looking to cut your momentum off. Practice enough and you'll know what's coming up and how to avoid it. Panicking at the last second though, that will almost certainly result in disaster. And how does disaster look? Well, for starters, you might just spin out. Or you might... And trust me, once you crash like this, it is incredibly difficult to make a comeback and get through the race within the time limit. World Rally is a very fast-paced game, but it's also a game that's easy on the eyes. The tracks all look different and stand out, while the car itself is a very faithful model of the classic Toyota Celica GT4. Gaelco actually used a scale model of the car and then digitised it for use in the game. Variety is on offer as well with the scenery, as different courses are held at night time, where suddenly your headlights are the saviour of the day, or in the snow or other different weather conditions. The upbeat rock music that plays during the menus gets you in the mood for some fast driving. And while initially I was surprised that the races didn't feature any kind of backing soundtrack, it turns out that there is a good reason for this. All the different engine sounds of the Celica have been very faithfully entered into the game, and they stood out as a real feature back in 1993 upon the game's release. I usually take replay value fairly strongly into account when awarding a game a score for a review. Arcade games by their very nature can have a limited replay value when they're naturally so short and designed to be easy and accessible for anyone to pick up and play for a few minutes at a time. World Rally offers a decent replay value though, as you're awarded a score depending on how fast you are on each track, so there's a reason to come back to this and try and shave some more seconds off your time after you've managed to complete each track. Truth be told though, it might take you a while to complete each track anyway. So this is definitely a game where you might not sit down and play it for hours at a time, but you can find yourself coming back to it on a fairly regular basis. And for anyone unfamiliar with the arcade cartridges on the Evercade, you're free to put as many credits into the arcade machine as you want to keep on driving, so it's never truly game over. World Rally has somehow not made it onto a console until now. A PS1 version did seem to be planned at one point, but that never materialised. Happily, it makes for a great addition to this first Gaelco cart on the Evercade, and I'm going to award it a strong 8 out of 10. A sequel to this game, World Rally 2, Twin Racing, came out in 1995, so I'm hopeful we'll see this reach the Evercade in a Gaelco 2 collection down the line. But until then, happy racing!